Every NBA season arrives with its own kind of madness. The type that makes fans stare at the stat sheet wondering if something broke. And this year, that madness belongs entirely to Giannis, who at age 30 is somehow playing basketball at a level that defies logic. Nearly a decade of dominance, a championship run that cemented his name in history, 2 MVP seasons, endless scouting adjustments, and countless defensive schemes designed to slow him down have all done nothing to halt the evolution. Taking place on Milwaukee's court, instead of fading with time, he appears to be rising. Stronger, smarter, more complete than ever. A player rebuilding his own ceiling at a stage when other stars begin to settle into theirs. With over 32 points a game, nearly 12 boards, more than 7 assists, and defensive havoc through steals and blocks, he's performing like someone playing in a controlled simulation, and the efficiency reflects it. He is tearing through defenses on absurd true shooting numbers and has even introduced something defenders never wanted to see: a reliable outside jumper falling at a rate that makes game plans evaporate. What makes this version of Giannis so terrifying is not just the numbers. It's how he's bending defenses without forcing the issue. He's still demolishing players at the rim with the same unstoppable momentum he's always had, but now he's manipulating the floor at a different pace, reading pressure with clarity and using spacing in ways he never fully embraced before. Every trap, every double, every collapsing wall is not a barrier for him anymore. It's a cue. Opponents swarm him inside the arc because they know what he does in space, yet their aggressive coverage has morphed into a gift for him. Instead of trying to squeeze through bodies, he now punishes the help with precision. He sees cutters the moment they break open, hits corner shooters as if he's played point guard his entire life. It involves every big man who screens for him. His playmaking against Charlotte wasn't just a fluke. It was a message. 18 assists against a defensive scheme built entirely to choke off his drives proved that he's operating on a different wavelength, one where numbers don't reflect how thoroughly he controls a game. Milwaukee has leaned into this transformation. They've handed him the offensive keys completely. Not as an auxiliary ball handler, but as a core initiator of everything they run. Last season, he often deferred to Damian Lillard. This year, the offense begins and ends with him. A usage rate that stands at the peak of the league shows exactly how much responsibility he carries. And yet the floor never looks strained under that weight. When he is in the game, Milwaukee becomes an offensive engine. Elite efficiency, high conversion, a point differential that tells the story plainly, all of it tied to one player fueling everything. And when he's off the floor, the entire framework collapses into something unrecognizable, making it clear that Milwaukee has embraced the philosophy that they rise and fall with Giannis orchestrating every possession. It's a gamble rooted in confidence, because this team has surrounded him with finishers instead of primary decision makers. It's no longer about placing creators around him. It's about amplifying his dominance. Even with everything he shoulders, Milwaukee is being cautious with his minutes, perhaps more than ever. In previous seasons, he played far more, despite having more star power around him. Now, the load is high, but the actual time on the court is controlled, suggesting a deliberate plan to preserve him for the months that truly matter. And while Giannis is the force that elevates Milwaukee, the season's biggest surprise is coming from someone no one expected: Kyle Kuzma. Once dismissed by fans, once seen as a piece that didn't fit Milwaukee's vision, has become one of the stabilizers this team desperately needed. His postseason struggles from a year ago still lingered in the minds of many, but Doc Rivers made a bold move and inserted him into the starting lineup. It was a decision rooted not in offense but in defense, rebounding, size, and activity. And to everyone's shock, he rose to the moment. His defense this season has been borderline elite. He's guarding star-level assignments, holding them to low percentages, and providing the physical presence Milwaukee lacked. He gives them a sturdier front line, a much-needed boost on the glass, and a defensive discipline that simply didn't exist last year. Offensively, he's cleaned up his shot selection and found ways to contribute without disrupting the flow. When he's in rhythm, he gives Milwaukee the kind of two-way reliability they've been searching for. His debut in the starting lineup hinted at a blueprint Milwaukee hopes will grow into something more permanent, though the consistency over time will determine whether this experiment sticks. But the glue holding Milwaukee together on many nights is Ryan Rollins, the unexpected breakout story. Once projected as a bench piece, he's emerged into a near-essential weapon. He fills the void left by Lillard's departure with surprising maturity, giving Milwaukee rim pressure, playmaking, and much-needed defensive toughness. His efficiency is staggering, especially for a young guard thrust into a major role. He steadies the offense when Giannis sits, something the team has desperately needed. And as he evolves, Milwaukee becomes less reliant on singular bursts and more capable of sustaining production through multiple lineup configurations. Then there's Miles Turner, the steadying anchor who has reinvented the Bucks' interior. Early struggles gave way to a growing comfort in his new role. And once his shooting started falling, he became exactly the player Milwaukee envisioned: a dynamic pick-and-pop threat, a mobile rim protector, a player who rarely makes mistakes. He's filling the void left by Brook Lopez, yet bringing more mobility, more defensive versatility, and more adaptability. And the pairing with Giannis is only beginning. Despite all of this, Milwaukee still faces real issues. Defensive rebounding remains a problem that undermines their best possessions. Perimeter defense lacks the size and structure needed to survive deep playoff series, and the offense without Giannis collapses far too easily to ignore. These cracks matter, because playoff basketball magnifies every weakness and exposes anything left unresolved. If Milwaukee can patch these areas, if their role players continue to rise, if their evolving system continues to sharpen, then this version of Giannis gives them a legitimate chance against anyone. He is playing at a level that reshapes the court, reshapes rotations, reshapes expectations. But the NBA is full of rising titans. And in Oklahoma City, a young powerhouse is climbing just as quickly, making the road through the league even more dangerous. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Milwaukee's evolving season, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this is the best version of Giannis we've ever seen? Can the Bucks fix their weaknesses before the playoffs? And which team do you think truly stands in their way? Let me know below. And if you want more cinematic breakdowns like this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on so you never miss the next big story.